Um, I had did a video on the fight when I was at Berto Porter, like in the back, but it was short, and I really couldn't get into the details that I wanted to get into. But basically, Martin Murray won the fight. All right, now here's where the issue comes in, or here's where the controversy involved in the fight starts. All right, we have one judge, Gregor Molinda, 116-112 for Martin Murray. You had another judge who had it draw, Terry O'Connor, 114-114. Then you had this Leszek Jankowiak, 109-119. Now, it's like, what fight were you watching? In fact, let me go look at this referee's history. He's from Poland. He judged the Ricky Burns and Dungu fight. He had that fight 118-110 for... Something's up with this guy. Oh, no, that's right. My bad. And I covered that fight. My bad. But basically, he's been around for quite some time. Now, when it comes to, let me see, he's been around since, he's 588 fights according to BoxRec, right? That may not be, that doesn't seem like a lot compared to what a lot of these judges. The issue is, like, what was he watching? Now, don't get me wrong, I do feel that even though it's from Philly, I got to ride with him. I do feel that Gabriel Rosado did overreact because it's not Martin Murray's fault that the judge fucked up. But over there, a lot of fighters who go to the UK, they go over there weary of how the judges may treat them or if they'll get a fair shake from the judges or not. Now, in my opinion, Gabriel Rosado, even though, let me go look at it. Let me go look at this. Let's just do his last 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So his last 10 fights starting in 2012 against Charles Whitaker. Then he fought Golovkin after that. Jillian Love, Peter Quillen, Jamel Charlo of the brothers Charlo. You know, the one that just beat Charles Hatley. David Lemieux, Joshua Clottey, Antonio Gutierrez, Willie Monroe Jr., and Martin Murray. But in those last 10, he has 1, 2, 3 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 losses and 1 no contest. That 1 no contest, however, against Jillian Love, I feel as though Jillian Love lost that fight. I forgot what undercut. That was on the undercut of a Mayweather fight. I forgot which one. But yet, despite having just those 3 wins, those 6 losses, and that 1 no contest, Gabriel Rosado is still a marketable fighter. And he looked good against Martin Murray compared to previous opponents. So to me, I'm thinking like, yo, he might, you know, he still got some left. You know, he still got some shit left into the tank. Now remember, this is a guy who has very limited, if I'm correct, very limited or no amateur experience. You know, so once again, even though he's been defeated, he still has many great fights left, you know, in him. You can see it, you know. So now going forward, Martin Murray has won this underling WBA Intercontinental title. And basically, you know, the king of the hill at 160 pounds is Gennady Golovkin at this point in time, no matter how he looked against Danny Jacobs. One big thing that works against Martin Murray is that he can't fight in the United States. They tried to get him versus Canelo around the time when this was around the time when Hopkins had fought Kovalev. You know, they was trying to get him versus Canelo back then, but they couldn't bring him over to the States. So that's one thing that may hinder him, is that if he wants fights, he's going to have to get, you know, big fights. It's going to have to be fighters that are going to be willing to come over there or in a venue outside of the United States to fight him. You know, so he's already lost to Golovkin. You know, he's tried his hand at 168 pounds. Now he's back at 160 after talking about in the past how making 160 was hard on him. But, you know, maybe that's where he's going to have to settle in order to get the wins, if not a title shot anytime soon. Now, you may say, well, why not Martin Murray versus Billy Joe Saunders? Well, Billy Joe Saunders has got, you know, his future pretty much planned out. He's going to be fighting Bavante Dio Kurtzidze, or Kurtzidze, however you pronounce his name, excuse me. Or, and then if he wins that, you know, go on to fight either Canelo or Gennady Golovkin, you know? And then he'll probably have another mandatory coming up sometime soon after that. So he's pretty much, you know, sewn up. But as far as, like I said, I mean, I'm cool with that 116, 112 card. You know, the 114 was being a little bit generous, but it depends on what you were looking for, I guess. You know? So as I said before in the past, all judges judge different fights differently. But however, whatever fight this Jenko, you know, whatever he was watching, you know, man, I can understand why Rosado was pissed, but at the same time, you know, I understand that maybe he felt he won the fight at the time because he didn't watch the fight. So when he goes back to watch the fight, if he hasn't yet, him and his team, you know, Martin Murray was landing the cleaner, effective punches, even though Gabriel Rosado was active, you know. So like I said, now the story is, where does Gabriel Rosado, not Gabriel Rosado, but Martin Murray go from here? Because Gabriel Rosado can still get fights at 160 pounds. For example, let me just rattle off some names to you. You know, he can get an Andy Lee. You know, a Sergey Derevchenko, the winner of Hassan Andam versus Ryuto Miura, Ishe Smith. You know, Matvey Korobov. You know, so there's fights out there for him, even if you want to catch weight at 168, even though I think that's too big for him. You know? But anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.